Hello and welcome to St. Louis Park Baseball, where tonight we bring you Minneapolis Edison 1-7 Tommies versus St. Louis Park 6-3 Orioles. Hello, I'm Tony Geer bringing you the commentary for tonight's game on Park 16 TV. Park TV 16. I'll get it right. Edison's already come to bat. They're 3 up, 3 down, 3 strikeouts. And the St. Louis Park lineup, the first three batters will be Goman, Peterson, and Erickson for St. Louis Park. Pitching right now for Edison is Borquez, Borquez, Borquez. And Edison's having a rough time of it at 1-7, as I mentioned before. They're coming off a large loss against Minneapolis Southwest last night, 28-0. And in talking to the coach, it was mostly Edison being that good. I'm sorry, Southwest being that good, and the Tommies coming into a rebuilding situation where there is a lot of hope for this group to stay together and actually make a dent in the conference, as the Tommies once used to do. St. Louis Park, as I mentioned, they come in 6-3. Their 3 losses. They're on a 2-game losing streak to Irondale 5-4 and Totino Grace 8-4. In 8 innings and 12 innings, they beat Cooper and North Branch this year, 7-6 and 6-5, respectively. They've beaten Chisago Lake 7-4, Fridley in 5 innings at 15-5, Prior Lake 8-1, and Minneapolis Southwest, the aforementioned team that beat Edison 28-0. They beat them 7-3. They've also lost to Woodbury 5-4 early in the year. Our first pitch is on the inside, ball 1. As indicated, Goman, looking up his first name, Travis Goman, at the plate, swings through, goes to third baseman. As I get my notes together, Iverson, he throws it to Seas, and that'll be the first out for St. Louis Park. So Goman's goes 5-3 for the first out. Peterson now comes to the plate. This is a slightly makeshift lineup for the St. Louis Park Orioles today. Knowing that Edison has struggled, there's some kids in here that are getting a chance to get some bats up, get some swings at the ball. Next couple of games for St. Louis Park will come Monday the 27th, Wednesday 29th, and Thursday the 30th. Columbia Heights, Benilde St. Margaret's, and Spring Lake Park in that order. The only home game will be Benilde St. Margaret's. And that ball swung on out of play. Edison's pitcher, Borquez. And we get a strikeout. Peterson strikes out for a second out of the game, of the inning for St. Louis Park. That brings up Erickson. Christian Erickson. And that's high and inside, and it reaches the fence. Second pitch, swung on, going out to deep center, and that goes way out there. Leo Holtz for Edison's runs it back in, or throws it back in, throws it to Perez, and in with the triple is Erickson. So Erickson gets first hit of the game. It's a triple. And that'll bring up left-handed Bierman. Mark Bierman, number 25. He's playing right field today. He gets first pitch for a strike. Second pitch swung on when it was way outside. Coming in home from the wild pitch, and his safe is Erickson, so that's the first run of the game. And that'll be a pass ball. So no RBI. 1-0 St. Louis Park early. We're in the bottom of the first, 2 outs. This swung out of play, a foul down the left field line. And this one's a little high and outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes for Bierman. Pitch is low and reaches the backstop. So we got 2 ball, 2 strike count for Borquez. I think that's what we're going to go with, Borquez. And we'll get through some of these stats and schedules for you as the game moves on. Full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes now. Nobody on base for Bierman. That's out of play, and we'll do it again. Making contact, we're just not getting the timing down. That one gets pushed out into left center. Gets pushed way back to the fence. Picking it up is Lores. He throws it in to Perez, and this is a double for Bierman. So Bierman gets a stand-up double. And that'll bring up Dressen. Cameron Dressen. Now we got a runner on second, 2 outs. And Dressen at the plate. And that ball is way out of play. One strike to count. That's in play. Goes to the shortstop. Perez couldn't quite make the throw. Couldn't get out of the glove, so that'd be an error on Perez. And reaching first base will be Dressen. So Dressen reaches first base on error. Third base now is Bierman. And coming up is Yeager. Mike Yeager. Yeager's playing left field today, and a quick throw to first by Borquez. So runners on first and third. The pitch comes back to Borquez. He'll throw him out at first, and that'll be the end of the inning. So 1 run scores, 2 runners left on. At the end of the first inning, it is St. Louis Park 1, Edison 0.
What's it like when you hear your calling? Will you remember where you were? Will you ignore it? Or will you listen? What if it calls you to go halfway around the world? To share your skills. To serve people you've never met. To do things you never thought you could. What will you do when you hear your calling? Peace Corps, life is calling. How far will you go?
For Edison, coming up to bat will be Ricky Borquez, John Iverson, and Josh Perez. The 4, 5, 6 batters in the lineup. For St. Louis Park, let's set the outfield. Yeager in left, Peterson in center, Bierman in the right. On the infield at first base, Jara. Second base is Goldman. Shortstop, or third base is Dressen. Shortstop is Erickson. Pitcher is Swanson, 2-0. 10 in the third innings pitch, 0 ERA reported. And catching is Foltz. He's a sophomore. Also a sophomore playing right away in the starting lineup today is Erickson. First pitch was a ball. That pitch is also a ball. So we're at 2-0. As I go through my information that was handed to me before the game. There we got a strike.
2, 1.
See if we can find some stats here on Edison. And all we have is scores.
3, 1.
Borquez gets a walk on 5 pitches. He's listed as a sophomore and a shortstop, but he's obviously pitching some for the Tommies. Now come up to the plate is John Iverson, number 3. Iverson is playing third base for the Tommies today. And that's low for a ball. Runner on first. Iverson on a 1-ball count. We're in the second inning. St. Louis Park versus Minneapolis Edison. Runner goes. Pitch is low and got away. So it'll be a pass ball. No stolen base. Borquez at second. We get some communication going here between the pitcher and the catcher. Foltz and Swanson. On deck is number 11, Josh Perez. Playing shortstop for the Tommies today. Tommies in the past, one of the premier teams in the Minneapolis City Conference. Grounder to the third. Darrison looks back the runner and throws over to first. The runner goes to third on the throw. So Iverson's out on a 5-3 play. And on third base, after the throw, is Borquez. As I was saying, as Perez comes up to bat with 1 out. Edison used to be one of the premier teams in the Minneapolis City Conference and in the section. And every once in a while they contend for the state title. Then there was Washburn and Southwest and Roosevelt up in that area too, back in the day. Edison has fallen off. The enrollment makeup has changed for Edison in terms of the community and the way the community is lined up. But with open enrollment, some of the players are choosing to go to places like Henry, South, St. Anthony, even De La Salle. Perez strikes out. Second out of the inning. Runner on third. And the runner on third is Borquez. And Lior comes to the plate. He's playing center field. And swung through the pitch on the check. So we got a 2-0-2 count. 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner on third for Edison. Leor waits. That's just a little high and outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And strikeout. And that'll end the inning. At the end of 1.5, it's St. Louis Park 1. Edison yet to get a hit or a run. Let's set up the Edison outfield for you. In the outfield, left field, Andrews. Center field, Lehoiz, Lehioiz is what I was given. Well, it looks like O-R, Leor, on the lineup card here. Lehioir. Let me make that correction. Playing center field. And right field is Pettis. The infield is first base Seas, second place Ajama. Third base Iverson, shortstop Perez. Borquez pitching, and Taylor is your catcher. And it looks like we have one bench player, and that'd be Chi-Tao, Thao, for the Edison Tommies. Edison started off the season with Blake. They lost 11-0. Then Minneapolis Roosevelt, 13-9. These are all losses unless indicated. Minneapolis Washburn, 13-0. Concordia Academy Roseville, 11-1. Columbia Heights, 11-1. 11-1. Minneapolis South, 10-0. And Southwest, 28-0 last night. They did defeat Minneapolis North, 15-12. For their first win earlier last week. At the plate for St. Louis Park, number 6, Swanson. He's the number 7 batter in the order. Then we got Jara and Foltz, I believe. A weak swing on, foul ball, and went out of play. 0-2 count for Swanson. And that's a little bit high, so it'll be ball 1. 1-2. Let's see if we get any stats on St. Louis Park in our package here. We have some. So we can pull out after the second ball strike. And we get a strikeout for Swanson. So Jara comes to the plate. Renzo Jara. Hope I pronounced that right. R-E-N-Z-O. See if we can find some numbers on this young man. As we're looking. He's played in 2 games, had 2 at-bats, and has struck out once. And that one went out the side of his foot, so it'll be foul ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, that was a base on balls for him. It wasn't a strikeout. So he's got a 333 slugging. It looks like. This one's down the left field line and is out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. 1-0, St. Louis Park leading here in the bottom of the second inning. That ball's early in the dirt. Got a full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Jar at the plate. Takes it inside, gets a walk. His second walk of the season. Now we got a runner on with 1 out. And that brings up the catcher, Foltz. Scott Foltz. See if we can find something on him. First pitch is a strike. One game played, 4 plate appearances. He has a hit and no runs scored. 250 batting average coming into today's game. And the pitch swung on, fouled back, and is out of play behind me. Hit the top of the fence right above me. Wouldn't you know it? This is the same clothes I wore for the lacrosse game I got hit in. Okay, it's only funny for those that were there. Did a boys lacrosse game and in a pregame interview, got hit in the face with a lacrosse ball during warm-ups. That was reached out and swung on, contact made, foul ball. So for Foltz, we got 2 strike count. 1 out, 1 runner on. Runner goes, and the ball goes underneath the catcher all the way to the backstop. That'll be a pass ball. 1-0 here in the bottom of the second inning. Now we're going to have another conference on the mound. And I wish I had my schedule for upcoming events in front of me. Let me reach down. I'll reach down and get it during the next time out. Next break we got. See what else we got for numbers. Looks like we've had 8 pitchers for St. Louis Park. This is before yesterday's game. And that's out of play. Still 2 strike count. 1 ball, 2 strike. Runner on second base now. Jar's on second base with a pass ball. And that's inside, so we got 2-2 count. You want to catch up on all our schedules, all our programming here on Park TV 16, www.parktv.org. And that's out of play down third base line. Still 2-2. And as I understand it, you can watch a lot of these events or programming online on demand. as well as them when they're regularly scheduled on the channels. That's a foul off the catcher's mask. Still 2-2. You're on second. 1 out. Six and 3 Orioles versus the 1-7 Tommies. That ball is low for a full count. First base is open. Swung on, strikeout for the second out of the inning. So 2 down, runner on second. And I go to the top of the order with Gorman. Travis Goldman. Not Gorman, Goldman. Mr. Goldman has played with the stats in front of me. Foul ball way back. 5 games, 7 at-bats, 1 run scored, 2 hits, 3 stolen bases, and 3 strikeouts. 286 batting average and on-base percentage. And again, the numbers I have are before yesterday's game versus Totino Grace, which they lost 8-4. That one's out of play to third base line.
Gotta have it. Out of baseball. 1-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes. This is swung on. Hit the third baseman for Edison, which is Iverson over to first base. Sees, and that's the third out. 1 runner left on. No hits. Score remains at the end of 2 innings. St. Louis Park Orioles 1. The Edison Tommies from Minneapolis 0.
Some things require experts at every stage.
It's 1 small step for man, 1 giant leap for mankind.
Others are more just a matter of taste and preference.
Just the way I like them.
Buying a home falls somewhere in between. That's why you should visit HomeLoanLearningCenter.com for expert guidance. A website where you can learn just how you should go about buying a home. You'll get facts, tools, and impartial advice. From seeing a lender to settlement and beyond, there's a step-by-step explanation of the process. All at HomeLoanLearningCenter.com.
Houston, we have a solution.
Think of it as mission control for buying a home. That's HomeLoanLearningCenter.com.
Welcome back to Park TV, Channel 16, where we have Minneapolis Edison and St. Louis Park. Top of the third inning, first pitch is in the dirt for an 1-0 count. Blake Swanson now is pitching, and he's been pitching the whole game. That one's a strike, so it's a 1-1 count. I'm getting my notes together here. At the plate, Tashawn Sees. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He's playing first base today for the Tommies. And because the ball was not cleanly caught by the catcher, it had to go to first for the out. So it goes in the book as a strikeout. This brings up Antonio Pettis. He's playing right field. The pitch. It's right down the middle, strike 1. Swung through that. You got 2 strikes. And step back, it was a 3-pitch strikeout. We go back to the top of the order. That brings up Charlie Andrews. You did not get a chance to see it, but he struck out his first time at bat. And that ball's a little low. On deck, the catcher, Brendan Taylor. Top of the first inning, which we did not get up in time for due to equipment failure, was a strikeout, strikeout, and strikeout for Swanson. Swung on, ball straight up, and over by the first baseline. Pitcher Swanson's going to catch it, and that'll be a third out. Charlie Andrews flies out to the pitcher for the third out. And that completes the top half of the third inning. St. Louis Park 1, Edison 0. Edison is yet to get a hit. St. Louis Park has 2 hits. Edison has 1 error. I know I jumped around on that, and I can do better. But hey, public access. Always a good excuse. Speaking of public access, community access, coming up. Events in the near future, weather permitting. Cooper at St. Louis Park, girls lacrosse. South at St. Louis Park, softball. Looks like some sort of a cross-country event. Irondale at St. Louis Park, girls lacrosse. Benilde St. Margaret's at St. Louis Park, softball. Cooper at Benilde St. Margaret's. Excuse me. Cooper at Benilde St. Margaret's girls lacrosse. And that's coming up over the next 2 weeks in terms of live scheduling. Get my notes together for this half of the inning. And we have coming up number 29, Miss Peterson. Alex Peterson, last time up, struck out for a second out of the first inning. Alex Peterson's played in 3 games, 4 at-bats, 1 hit, 2 base on balls, 2 strikeouts for a .250 batting average and a .500 on-base percentage. Here's the pitch. Swung on, put right over the pitcher's head. That's going to be a single. And then a throwing error, no, will not get him to second base. So no throwing error because the runner did not advance. Just a single for Peterson. That'll bring up Mr. Erickson. Christian Erickson, number 27. He's playing shortstop. His first time up, got a triple after 2 outs and scored a run on Bierman's double. Our only run of the game. That ball comes back to the backstop and runner advances. Christian Erickson before yesterday. 8 games, 21 at bats, 5 runs scored, 8 hits, 2 triples, 6 RBIs, 2 stolen bases, 3 base on balls, 1 strikeout. Came into yesterday's game with 381 batting average and a 458 on base percentage. Again, we're missing the last game that both these teams played for any stats that we have. This one's a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. Runner on second base. Swung on towards right field and going to roll all the way out to the fence. Grabbing the ball is Pettis. He's going to throw it in. Scoring is Peterson. At third, as Perez comes up with the ball, is Erickson, so that'll be a triple. His second triple and second hit of the game. This one scores a run for an RBI. Makes it 2-0. Brings up Bierman. And that one's a strike. Borquez with a 1 strike count on Bierman. Swung on a pitch that hit the dirt early. So he's got a 0-2 count. That ball's high. Runner coming from third. And lost the ball. Must hit the runner. So runner scores on the wild pitch.
1, 2.
And that's what happened last time. There was no RBI for Bierman now that I think about it. So Erickson scores 2 runs in this game, both on wild pitches or pass balls. And Bierman strikes out. That'll be the first out of the game, or the inning. And it brings up Dressen. Dressen last time up reached on a fielding error. This one's high and inside for ball 1. Swung on down third baseline. Foul.
1.
Cameron Dressen, 7 games, 14 at bats, 2 runs, 5 hits, 1 double, 4 RBIs, 1 stolen base, 2 base on balls, 1 strikeout, 357 batting average of 438 on base percentage. I believe we're at a 2 strike count. 1 out, 1 run in, 2 runs in. That one's straight up. Nearly hit our cameraman. Hope he's all right. Haven't seen the camera move from that spot yet. And the pitch. Swung on. Fielded by Perez. Over to Seas. And second out of the inning. So Dressen gets a 6-3. Second out. And that'll bring up Yeager. Yeager ended the first inning on a 1-3 play. Grounded back to the pitcher. He first pitch hits to third baseman Iverson. Iverson throws over to Season. That'll be a third out. So 5-3 that play. That'll be a third out. At the end of 3 innings, our score, St. Louis Park 3 runs on 4 hits. Edison 0 runs, 0 hits, 1 error. We'll be back after this timeout.
Nothing gets my blood pumping more than a packed stadium, fans cheering, and the swish of a perfect basket. When I was diagnosed with colon cancer, it became an eerie silence. Early detection helped me, and it can help you too. Today, colon cancer can be treated with minimally invasive surgery, which will get you back in the game sooner than open surgery. I want you to meet my friend, Dr. Michael Harris, who's joined me in the fight.
Good one, Coach. Each year, more than 145,000 Americans will be diagnosed with colon cancer. It's the second largest cancer killer in the United States, but it doesn't have to be. Colon cancer is preventable, treatable, and if found early enough, beatable. If you are over 50 or have a family history of colon cancer, speak to your doctor, get screened, and understand your treatment options. Heads up, Coach.
Visit mybluestar.org and pass it on.
Helps if you have the mic turned on. Welcome back to our St. Louis Park Edison High School baseball game. We're in the 4th inning. Edison comes up to the plate, looking for a first hit as well as their first run. Coming to the plate is Brandon Taylor. Swanson has gone all the way for St. Louis Park. Beginning his 4th inning of pitching. And that one hits the dirt before the plate, so it'll be ball 1. As I coordinate my notes here. That one's outside, so it'll be ball 2. Brandon Taylor waits the pitch, swings that way. No legs under it, but he still puts it out to the left field fence. Picking up the ball for St. Louis Park is Yeager. Throws it back in, second baseman. Goldman. And in with the double is Brandon Taylor. First hit for the Teddies, or for the Tommies, is Brandon Taylor. He gets a double. Edison Tommy's looking for win number 2 of the season, down 3-0 here in the 4th inning. And we got a ball called. And when he starts his motion after a set, he has to continue the motion. He can't set. If that made any sense. Runner on third. 1. That'll be a strike. That'll be a second strike. So we got an 0-2 count on Muhammad Jama. Muhammad playing second base. Runner on third, swings through an outside pitch. Strikeout for out number 1 for the Tommies here in the 4th inning. Rick Borquez, the pitcher. And out on a quick throw No, he's calling him safe. He lost the ball. Took me a minute to find it. Let's see if we can look at that again. I don't know if we have replay queued up. Okay. I'm told that we don't. You know, it helps if I check these things before the game, so I don't put people on the spot. So we got a runner on third now. Still. And Marquez at the plate. That's a strike. No balls, 2 strikes to count for pitcher Ricky Borquez. Borquez, maybe. High. 1 ball, 2 strikes. On deck, John Iverson, first baseman. Swinging through for the strikeout is Borquez. So here comes Iverson with a chance to bring in a runner at 2 outs. John Iverson last time up grounded third to first for the first out in the second inning. Now it's a strike. Swung on, knocked out of play. We got a no ball, 2 strike count. That one swung out. I didn't even see where that went. Oh, it went back there. Didn't come down on top of me again. Iverson at the plate. Runner on third. He swings at that one. And pitcher Swanson chases it down for third out. So fly out to the pitcher. There's a third out for Edison. They get no runs on the one hit. It was a double. They have 1 error. St. Louis Park has 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors. They're coming to bat here in the 4th inning. Edison's schedule remaining. See if we can find that for you. After tonight, they play Math and Science Academy on the 28th. On the 29th, they got Henry. On the 2nd, they got Spring Lake Park. On the 4th, Roosevelt. And on the 6th, Washburn. Check with the Edison baseball site for scheduling information and locations. If you go to the Edison High School, click on athletics, then find baseball, you'll find all the information on the Edison Tommy baseball. I was told by the coach it was important to get that information out. Ball's getting ready to come into play for the bottom half of the 4th inning. This will bring up Swanson. Picture. Uh-oh, we got some changes going on. What did I miss? Derek Keller is coming to the plate. So Keller enters the game. First pitch is high. Got a strike out of it, though. Keller swings at an outside pitch. So we got 2-strike count. Mr. Keller, let's see if I can find some numbers on him. Derek Keller, 7 games, 20 plate appearances. This one gets smacked between first and second into the right field. Ball thrown into first base. First baseman, get my notes together, C's from Pettis. Went under C's legs, but backing up the play very alertly was Taylor. No runner advanced on the play, so it's no error. Although easily could have been. Let's see, 41 is Jara, and he is supposed to be batting this position. Okay, last time up in the second inning. Excuse me for my lungs. Last time up in the second inning, he walked. Runner going. Late throw. Bounces in there, bounces to center field, and Keller just now realized it and goes to third base. That'll be a throwing error on the catcher. And we have a runner on third base now, Keller, with a 1-1 count for Jara. That one's a little high. It gets knocked out of play on top of the dugout. Just missed the cameraman. Okay, camera woman. I almost got hurt for that one. One ball, 2 strikes. That one's up. That's behind me by about 15 feet. And the pitch. That one's low, bounces out of play. We're still at a 1-2 count. Jara on the walk did not advance. It was wrapped around a couple of strikeouts and then a 5-3 grounding play. That pitch is high for a 2-2 count. St. Louis Park trying to improve to a 7-4 record, 7-3 record here on the season. Leading 3-0 in the 4th inning. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Jara swings on, puts it through the third baseman and shortstop. That'll score Keller. And bringing the ball back into play is Andrews. So single for Jara. And that brings up Fultz, catcher. Fultz last time up struck out. And that was in the 2nd inning. That'll be a strike. Handful of these players today for St. Louis Park are batting different positions and just trying to get some plate experience if they don't have a lot thus far this season. And nice throw over to first. It was a little late. Jara gets back. Barquez, B-A-B-O-R-Q-U-Z-E-Z. Pitcher for Edison. Gone all the way. It's been fairly decent. That one was low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Three nothing our score in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Runner goes. Pitch swung out. It's low pitch. Goes into middle of nowhere. And Perez reaches third. And stand-up double for Foltz. And there's a little Texas leaguer right over second base. They'll bring up Goldman, who's grounded out 5-3 both times, first and second inning. He has 2 runners on this time. Jar at third, Foltz at second. First pitch strike. First base is open. That swung on into center field. Right in between the fielders. Nobody there to catch it. Andrews catches up with the ball. Throws into Perez. 2 runs in. And Goldman gets a double. A double and 2 RBIs. And that'll bring up Mr. Peterson. Alex Peterson struck out in the first inning and singled in the third, so he was up last inning. He swings hard, puts it in center field. Coming in to score is Goldman for a 3rd run of the inning, and that's a single for Peterson. Christian Erickson comes to the plate. A triple in the first inning, a triple in the 3rd inning. And he has a runner on first in Peterson ahead of him. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 runs scored. I'm sorry. So that brings the score to 7-0, if I'm right. Little blooper out into right field. And mishandling the ball. That'll be an error on Pettis. And into second base is Peterson. As he was caught in between, he didn't know what to do. He had to wait for the player to make the play. So Erickson in the 4th inning flies a single, or flies on into an error on base. First pitch is a strike. Runner advances from second to third. Ball goes into left field, and that should bring in Peterson. And advancing on that play was Erickson into second base. So 5 runs in this inning. That makes it 8-0. And Bierman at the plate. Runner on second. Runner going to third. Ball pass into the backstop. And Erickson stays at third. So Erickson's at third base. Nobody out. Bierman at the plate. And I believe he has a 1-1 count. We'll double check that. And that pitch is high. So we got 2-1 count. That's also outside. Must have caught part of the plate. Late call by the ump. Two our count. Bierman swings on, tips a foul. Back in the first inning, he got a double. Then the third inning, he struck out for the first out. And that was in the third inning. Now he's up to plate with a 2-2 count, runner on third. That's going to be high. It's a full count. Nobody out. 5 runs in. Runner on third. Bierman at the plate with a full count. Swings, offers at it. Go over to the third baseman. Lets the runner score. Iverson goes over to Seas. And did he pull it out? No. Runner is safe. Do we have a replay? And let's take a look at that again. Poke goes to third base, Iverson. And look, yeah, the ball got dropped. So that's going to be an error on C's. Run score, 6th run of the inning. That will not be an RBI. Ball's high. So we got 2-ball count for Dressen. Swings on, puts it out in the left field. That's way out, and that's over the fence. That's a home run. Dressen gets a home run, 2 RBIs. Scoring ahead of him will be Bierman. And if it wasn't wide open before, it is now. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 runs now, making it 11-0 by my count. Am I correct or wrong? Or okay, we are now confirming with the truck that because there's no scoreboard out here, that we are correct. There are no outs. Yeager comes to the plate, and he grounded out third to first to end the third inning last time up. First pitch is a strike for Yeager. That's a little high. We got a 1-1 count. Swung through, the ball gets past catcher Taylor. 1-2 the count. And that's a strikeout. Look at, and he knew it too. Yeager strikes out, first out of the inning. Keller comes to the plate again. Swings through an outside pitch for first strike. Jerry Keller singled and scored way back when this inning began. And that pitch is a little low. 1 ball, 1 strike to Keller. 1 out, nobody on. 11 runs in, 8 this inning alone. That one swung on out of play.
1, 2.
1 ball, 2 strikes. That one's a little low. Reached the ground before the plate, so we got a 2-2 count. Swung on to the third baseman, Iverson. Iverson throws it over to Seas. This time, Seas hangs onto it, and the runner's out. Falling over his Seas as the ball was just a little to his left, wide, but he still got it. 5-3 the scoring play. Second out. And that'll bring up Yara. He also singled and came around and scored the second run of the inning. This one's high. Swings through an inside pitch, 1-1. Once again, St. Louis Park comes into this game 6-3 on a 2-game losing skid. Edison comes in 1-7, and they are also on a 2-game losing skid.
1, 2.
1 ball, 2 strikes. That one's hit back to the backstop. One ball, 2 strikes. Swung on right at the shortstop. That will be, get my notes, Tony. Perez over to Seas. It's the third out of the inning. So I don't know how many hits there were. Looks like 5 hits. So 8 runs on 5 hits and 4 errors. And St. Louis Park leads at the end of 4, 11-0.
Look, my first tooth.
Dudley, spit out the toothpaste. That was the first time you brushed your teeth.
And I brush twice a day, every day.
Oh, here's that nice dentist, Dr. Benchley.
Yep, he showed me how to floss.
Why are your teeth blue?
I use my mouth guard whenever I play sports to protect my smile.
And visit the dentist regularly.
Remember, brush twice a day and floss once a day.
Edison, as you see on your screen, has 2 hits. And they're going to need 2 runs to extend this game beyond the 10-run rule after 5. And coming to the plate to start this off will be Perez. Last time up in the second inning, he struck out. Swanson sets. Swung on by Perez. Hits the backstop. Oh, 1 the count. That one's high. 1 ball, 1 strike. That one's strike 2. Perez, both times up, both times struck out thus far in the game. This will bring up Merrill Lior. Last time up, he struck out. And that was back in the second inning as well. He was the third out. And he bounces it out. First baseman throws to the pitcher covering and gets into first base sliding, so to speak, rolling slide. So he beats out the play. Kind of a bouncing bunt. Take a look at it again. Bounces about a foot in front of the home plate. And everybody slows down getting to first because the second baseman and first baseman didn't know who was covering. Miscommunication between Swanson and Goldman. Sees at the plate. He struck out to start off the third inning. Swings through, runner going. Throw was high into center field, but cut off in time to prevent the runner from advancing further. So Lior got a little mini rally going for the Tommies. Here's a replay of the stolen base. And that'll be a third strike for C's. Pettis comes to the plate now. He struck out looking in the third inning. This one's a strike. Edison down to their last out unless they score a couple runs. Lior at second. One ball, 1 strike for Pettis. The pitch high and inside. Swanson was a little too concentrated on the runner. 11-run lead. And that'll be strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swanson with 11 strikeouts thus far. And that'll be low. Runner going to third, and he's going to be out. Game's over. Runner trying to advance from second to third. That'll be a third out for Edison. And that'll complete the game. St. Louis Park moves to a 7-3 record. Edison drops to 1-8. Our final score, St. Louis Park 11, Edison 0. And congratulations to Swanson getting Edison on 11 strikeouts. He moves to 3-0 with a 0 ERA. You're watching Park TV Channel 16 baseball coverage.